Hundreds of people gathered in the Montana State Capitol Rotunda today to show their opposition to federal and state proposals that they say would threaten Montana's public lands. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian has a closer look at some of the legislation they were protesting.
The Rally for Public Lands happens here in the Capitol Rotunda every legislative session, but this year much of the focus was on the federal government.
There's a lot more at stake than political games playing in Washington, okay? This is about Montana, it's our future, it's our children's future. Let's get out there, make our voices loud.
Many of those in attendance held signs criticizing the Trump administration for laying off workers at agencies supervising federal lands. Hillary Hutchison, a fly fishing outfitter who emceed the rally, says her daughter was one of those affected.
She got a job, with the BLM that was quickly pulled, that she didn't even get to start. She didn't even have a first day or an orientation. It was over before it started. And that was very, very jarring because she worked so hard, because she has such passion for the work, because she was going to be a range scientist and her future was in front of her.
On the state level, speakers at the rally were concerned about bills like Senate Bill 307 from Senate Majority Leader Tom McGilvray. It would take revenue from Montana's legal marijuana sales, which has been going to several wildlife and recreation programs, and redirect it to substance abuse and law enforcement measures. McGilvray says there are already revenue streams going to these programs, and money from the marijuana program should go to the impacts it creates.
If you have smoking revenue from tax on cigarettes, you use it to deal with the harms and prevention to get people to quit smoking. You don't use it to provide habitat for non-game animals like gophers. I mean, it's a disconnect.
But opponents say redirecting a stable source of funding that supports public lands is the wrong step.
It's amazing to hear people say, this could be this and this could be that, when we have something that is already important. That people have already asked for, that people have voted on, that people have spoken up for.
Another topic was a proposed joint resolution from Republican Representative Tom Millett of Marion, expressing support for a Utah lawsuit questioning the federal government's authority to hold on to unappropriated public lands under the Bureau of Land Management. Opponents say it's a slippery slope toward transferring lands out of public hands. Millett told MTN that's not the goal, and he thinks it's an important constitutional question that ought to be resolved. McGilvray's bill is set for a hearing next week. Millett's hasn't yet been officially introduced. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.